Danny, how you doing, man?
Yep, good. Yep.
Did we just record 10 minutes of audio before realising that your laptop wasn't recording and now we're having another go?
Maybe just a wee bit. Okay, so we're doing
Hello, sorry, sorry, Danny. This is an open letter to Tim Cook from me. Make an update for Mac OS so that I don't have to go round the garden path to open Audacity.
Yeah.
Because for some idiotic reason, I have to enter a command line code, and then it opens 3 different terminal windows before it opens Audacity and the microphone will mount. Sort it out, Tim Cook!
Tim,
I'm fucking furious.
Tim, get your shit together, you dick. Fuck's sake. Okay, do you have a statement that you'd like to give?
I do, but would you like to do some credits before we do that?
It's up to you.
Yeah, alright, do some credits. Let me know who's in this. What's going on?
Alright, okay. We're doing Doctor Who, episode 10. It's called The Doctor Dances, and it was written by Stefan Moffat. It was directed by James Hawes, and it is starring Christopher Eccleston, Billy Piper, John Barrowman, and Florence Hoth.
Wonderful. Excellently done. Have you got an opening statement, Dan?
An effective and heartwarming ending that feels emotionally consistent. It felt better the first time I read it. A mystery wrapped up in a neat little bow with a cringy dance at the end.
Yeah, I don't like the cringy dance. It's cringy. It's as though Chris Eccleston realised that this role is sort of a bit more weird than he was expecting.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm a bloody good actor and here I am dancing in some weird TV show. Do you know what I mean?
I bet he was running through and like having great moral quandaries and all that. Oh yeah, you get to dance at the end of this episode. Fantastic.
I've got an opening statement. Do all doctors dance like this? Like your GP, your dentist, your orthodontist, everyone. Do they all dance like this? I had a chemistry teacher in high school who was a doctor. Does he dance like this?
Maybe.
With the clicking and the swaying and the weirdness?
Maybe. You know when I said a statement, I didn't mean your opening one. I mean the one about like Spotify and all that.
Oh, right.
That's right.
Yes, I do have a statement about Spotify. Thank you for reminding me. It's because we said it on the last one, it completely slipped my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, with last week's Whisper, which would be Doctor Who, Season 1, Episode 9, which was called The Empty Child, I mistakenly uploaded the wrong file, and so when we released the episode, that's the file that went live, and it was just my audio.
Yeah.
I have since corrected it, and I've put the right file in and uploaded that instead. But because of the technical limitations of our host, and of Spotify, and of Apple Podcasts, I can't, push that update out to everybody. So if you wait a little bit and then re-download the episode, you should be good to go. So thank you for bearing with us. If it still doesn't work, then it will be on our YouTube, completely fine. Thank you for bearing with us. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Cool. Well, creepy room questions then.
Indeed. People don't say the word cross enough. That's my personal opinion. Cross as in angry.
Yeah.
I just think that it's a good word that people don't say enough because I don't know why they don't say it a lot, but I like it.
I'm very cross with you. I mean, it doesn't sound very natural, does it?
No, but I think it's just a very quintessentially British word in a strange way, and it just, I don't know, it makes me smile. It's like the kind of thing that a teacher would say to someone. I'm very cross. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, people who generally are angry would not say that I am angry with you, would they? They would probably shout obscenities at you or say...
I just shout obscenities all the time anyway. That's how I wake up.
Yeah. Morning, you pricks!
Oh god, that reminds me of a bit from is it Family Guy? When Chris makes that girlfriend that he makes for himself out of rubbish.
Oh yeah.
He wakes up and screams and goes, my morning scream. Then he looks beside him to see his girlfriend's gone and then goes, again. I'm just imagining myself waking up and going, fuck! And then just, well, good morning, dear, how are you? And my wife just looks at me, oh my god, I hate you.
Scared to death. Jesus. A quick. We covered this last time I said it, but we'll do it again, for continuity's sake. The Doctor's dancing in this is it's questionable.
It is odd. I don't know if it fits with this Doctor.
No,
because he says, "I've remembered how to dance," and then he does a Chris Eccleston middle-aged dad dance in a sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But like that's what worked about Matt Smith's dancing. Like you said, the previous recording was that it kind of fit with the character. He sort of threw himself into this bizarre weirdness and threw himself about the dance floor, and it kind of worked a bit.
Yeah.
And then I seem to remember David Tennant like waltzing with someone or something, and that seems very. That seems very 10th Doctor.
Yeah. Like Christopher Eccleston dances like a sort of sad dad who's like alone, and Matt Smith dances like a sort of cool uncle that everyone, a cool space uncle that everyone wants to sort of
a space uncle
hear from. I don't know the way Tennant dances.
I seem to remember him like doing some kind of ballroom dancing or something with what's her name, Madame de Pompadour or something like that.
Oh yeah. She said something about there must come a time where every lonely little boy must learn how to dance. I never learned how to fucking dance. Don't know what you're talking about there, madame.
I still can't dance, so get fucked.
You're lonely. Let's take you to a dance hall and... wait, what? Let's teach you how to put your feet somewhere other than forward or backwards.
All right, I've got a bit of a not a question or a frustration I think it's a script thing. I feel you wouldn't be cracking jokes when you're incredibly close to death. There's that bit where they're stuck in a corridor. Like these horrific monsters are encroaching from either side, and then they're just like making jokes about screwdrivers and bananas, and it's like, well, yeah, I get it. You want to make the episode enjoyable, but it's a common complaint of mine. Quipping, it doesn't feel right in near-death situations.
No.
Yeah, quip if you're like bantering or something. That's fine, but it doesn't feel right in near-death situations. Marvel movies do it as well. It's like there's a villain with like a knife pressed up against your neck, and you make some joke about his hair. Like, what?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like maybe it's okay maybe it works for like the Doctor or like Jack, who's like, well, maybe not even Jack at this point, but like the Doctor, I could maybe understand it because he's been in that situation so many times. But I don't know where I'm going with this. But I'm a bit weak to the quips. I quite like a good quip before you fall underneath the ceiling, going down and all that.
Yeah, I like that. That kind of works because she saved them, and so she's like, "Oh yeah, great, I've saved us."
Yeah.
But when they're like, "Oh, it's just a screwdriver," What? But then it's like these deathly enemies encroach. Maybe I'm just being a bit harsh on Stephen Moffat because I don't like him very much.
No, I don't.
I don't know.
No.
I did write a note when I realised that there was a typewriter in this episode. Ooh, a typewriter. That's my brilliant insight. You don't get that from Mark Commode, do you? But that's my insight. I do have a question, though. They were saying about, what was it, Omcom or something? You can interface with anything with a speaker grill.
Omcom, yeah.
Presumably the typewriter doesn't have a speaker grill. How did the child interface with it?
Yeah, that's true. It just seems Omcom means anything that I choose in the episode because...
It's almost as though Stephen Moffat isn't a skilled enough writer to not rely on bizarre ex machinas. It's almost as though that's the case. I mean, I say this. We both know I could not write a better episode of Doctor Who than Stephen Moffat.
No.
But I reserve the right to be furious.
Yeah, there was some just weird stuff in the episode. Like, the Chula people, or whatever they're called, why have they not just killed the universe? Because the nanogenes that they have can just bring people back to life, and yet we've never seen a Chula ever.
Plus, would the nanogenes not think, "Oh, okay, this thing is dead. Clearly, it's not in the best of health.
Yeah,
maybe I shouldn't take this as an absolute genetic certainty."
Yeah, and that makes...
Also, the mask is not part of his DNA.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It's like, how could it not... so, are the clothes infused onto him as well? What the...
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
If it copies his DNA, why don't all the people who've been masked, why don't they look like this little boy?
Yeah, rather than tall extras who've been put gas masks on. There's
one thing I do like about the masking thing, though, is the doctor who walks with a cane in the hospital. I like that when he's masked, he doesn't need a cane, It's just kind of a little thing that you could, if you blink and you'll miss it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I quite liked. It just adds a bit to the spookiness.
Yeah, that's true, because
Of the it keeps coming element of the horror.
and the child doesn't need a cane either. So that's so it's like they're all sort of mirroring, and like the woman who'd had a leg blown off. No, the leg has to grow back because that's what this child looks like. So that's kind of creepy. I like that.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Right. So, on the sonic screwdriver, there's a setting exclusively to reattach barbed wire. And all those things that we've said about, it's some kind of a telepathic interface from whoever's using it, that's bollocks. It's setting 7041J.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. That one setting, 7,000 settings deep into the things that it could possibly do. The doctor was like, maybe I should make a setting that can reattach barbed wire. And then they show us, if they had put two bits of barbed wire together and it had like welded them together, maybe I could kind of understand.
But it just
instead, it just materialised metal out of thin air. It's like, sorry, Stephen Moffat, what? What was that, mate?
Yeah, it just, here's a bit of metal. Whew! just go.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, yeah. There is some just weird stuff because it's harder to sort of land a sort of two-parter. You know, it's easy to set up stuff, and then actually having to deal with it afterwards is kind of more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, you're completely right. If there's anything that Infinity War and Endgame taught us, it's that two-parters can be very difficult.
Yeah.
And I think you can also see a bit of that here. Like, there are some things that are sort of a pleasing end. It's like, Jack had sort of almost a redemption arc in that he, like, was willing to sacrifice himself at the very end. It's like, okay, I mean, does it fit with the character? I'm not sure, but it works. In a strange way, it works.
Yeah, and the fact that he then sort of joins the TARDIS team, I really like.
Yeah, I love the Team TARDIS dynamic.
Yeah.
When there's this three of them here, or when it's the Doctor, Amy and Rory, or the Doctor, Amy, Rory and River, I particularly like when they have lots of people rather than just the Doctor and a companion.
Yeah, because it's sort of... My favourite, I think, is when it was... it's in season 3 when it was Jack, Martha and David Tennant's Doctor. I think that's my...
Yeah, that was really good, yeah.
Favourite
dynamic. How they dealt with the Master, that was really good.
Like really, really good.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. I mentioned this in the last episode, and I think Lewis wants me to avoid it, but I'm not gonna avoid it. You know where the Doctor and Rose are talking about our mission when we go out to the stars?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think that's a great mission. You know?
I mean, it's a better mission than, like, murder.
Yeah, just going out there and mingling about, having a dance.
Yeah. I mean, thing is, I was thinking, as I said in the previous recording, again, there are a lot of examples of this in sci-fi sort of throughout history. Like, at every iteration of Star Trek, there is at least one character who's like, right, well, here's a new alien species, time to find one that wants to have sex with me. And then, like, even, I was thinking, well, what about, like, more sort of vintage sci-fi, where that sort of stuff's a bit more taboo and you wouldn't ever mention sex?
Yeah.
I thought there's this book, Stowaway to Mars, which is absolutely amazing, written by John Wyndham, the guy that wrote Day of the Triffids.
Uh-huh.
But, like, they go to Mars, this team go to Mars, and then they're like, oh, it's just robots. The planet's inhabited by robots. That's weird. And then one of them, one of the stowaways was a woman. And the woman is, like, abducted by a robot and taken back to this Martian city.
Yeah.
And then she meets a Martian man and has sex with him. And it's like, okay, well, even in, like, vintage sci-fi, there's a surprising amount of sex.
Yeah.
Like, I just finished reading I Am Legend, and a surprising amount of the plot of that book is motivated by how horny the main character is.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
I mean, that's what we are. We're just horny morons.
Horny meat sacks.
Yeah.
That's essentially what humans are in a strange way.
I mean, wasn't the didn't like Captain Kirk like kiss Lieutenant Uhura, and that was like the first sort of on-screen kiss of like a white man and a black woman, didn't that like make history or something like that?
It was the first interracial kiss on TV. Yes, because
it's amazing.
It is amazing. Yeah, I remember when they were. I remember. I wasn't there, but I read online that when they were recording it, they did the kiss take and then they also the studio were saying, let's do like a take where you just hug, so that if the broadcasting companies or whatever don't want to broadcast it, we can use that instead. And both Uhura and Kirk, they deliberately messed up the take as many times as they could until the camera people were forced to say, okay, I mean, we're out of film. We actually can't record that again. So they sort of had to use the kissing takes. They believed in that sort of... Yeah. Isn't that nice?
That's fantastic. Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's good, isn't
it? Yeah. What else was I saying? I can't... Yeah, but yeah, when you go out into space, you know, shag as many as you can.
Well, that's Captain Jack's idea, is just when you go out into space, have sex with as many aliens as you possibly can.
That's the lesson to take away from this two-parter.
Yes, completely. I've got a question.
Yep.
Is the Doctor Santa Claus?
No. Because...
Why not?
Because Stephen Moffat, in his own ludicrousness, actually introduced Santa Claus like years later.
Oh god, yeah, it was Nick Frost.
It was fucking Nick Frost. So.
But didn't that turn out to be a dream or something?
Yeah, but.
Or it was like a. Yeah.
Yeah, but Santa Claus was still real somehow. Because
of course.
They like panned back to like an orange or something. Oh, it's him! Oh, like that. So.
My personal favourite thing about those sort of film and TV universes where Santa exists, but adults deny that Santa exists.
Yeah,
is that on Christmas morning they must wake up to the pile of presents and go, where the fuck did these come from? Because they don't believe in Santa.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Well, someone broke in, left them here, and left again.
It makes no sense.
We've been here for 3 hours and we've killed a man, Brian. We're not doing well.
We've been here for an hour and a half. First of all, we're not even Santa anymore. This has been a home invasion. But an hour and a half.
Oh god.
Do you know that line about red bicycle when you were 12? What that implies is that the Doctor has went back into Rose's time stream, got her a red bike when she was 12. When did he do this? Is Rose asleep on the TARDIS or something like that? And he just goes, I'll just have a quick trip to...
He puts it on silent. It's like...
Yeah. Isn't that just really creepy, going back to see the woman that you love's sort of child form and then giving her a bike?
Yeah, unless maybe it was like... he did this after the events of Parting of the Ways. And it was like, oh, fuck! Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot I was supposed to...
Wait, what?
Was it Parting of the Ways? The one where Rose jumps into a separate reality?
Oh, no, that's Doomsday.
Oh, well, Doomsday then. After the events of Doomsday...
We'll get to that.
Like, oh, God, yeah, I made that quip about a red bike when she was 12. I better do that. And then he goes and gets a red bike and gives it to Jackie.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's massively weird.
Like, oh, I've lost the woman I love. I better go give her child self a bike now.
Yeah, I don't see the line of logic there. It's a bit of a weird one.
I mean, we know why it's there, Lewis. We know why it's there.
Is it because it's a hilarious one-off quip that Stephen Moffat put in?
It's Stephen Moffat again, showing how clever he all is. You know, showing how much... I just realised what I said there. Showing how clever he all is. Showing how much cleverer he is than all of us. That's what I meant to say. You know, just he's so modern and so fast and so quippy.
I know, all the things he writes are so good.
Yeah,
and Sherlock, so clever.
You can barely keep up with what... Oh, Sherlock is shouting out a fucking explanation at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And yeah, they could be the reason that you come to that conclusion. But there are 1,000,000 other reasons as to why that could be the case. So he's literally just guessing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which is that's it. We need to do a Sherlock episode so I can.
Yeah, we do need to do a Sherlock episode.
Tear that show apart. No, so yeah. What else?
I forgot about the twist about how Nancy is the
mother
of the child.
that was so heartwarming. That.
Yeah, it completely blindsided me because it's been so long since I've rewatched Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. But yeah, I think that was a really good twist, a really good sort of like, as you say, a really heartwarming ending. It was really good.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, being a single mother back in those days would have been hell. So it's nice that they sort of touch on that and still make it about a TV show about aliens and stuff like that. So very well done for.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's very good.
Yeah.
I've got a note here when Jack had that boat, that bomb on his ship. Couldn't he just throw it in the sea?
Yeah. Is there not like a hatch that you can just, open and then it would fall out?
Yeah. Yeah. Why isn't there a hat? Because he stands on the top with Rose and they dance in front of Big Ben.
Yeah.
Couldn't he have just flown out over the North Sea and just chucked it out the window?
No, because we need a reason that he's saved so that they can go on epic adventures together, Lewis.
Oh, sorry, I completely forgot. We need a reason that doesn't make much sense. Sorry, Stephen.
Sorry, Steve.
I forgot completely.
I mean, you had a great ending there, and then you fucked it. I'm running out of notes rapidly here, mate.
I'm running out of notes as well. I've got little bits like bananas are good.
Yeah.
I remember I had right. This is a really weird interaction from my past to do with bananas. Just before my history exam, my history teacher came out of his classroom and said to us, "All right, kids, have you had some bananas this morning?" We all just kind of looked at him, like, "What?" And he went, for your hands. And he went, "What?" Apparently potassium is good to help you write quickly. So he was like, "Yeah, have a load of bananas before your exam and you'll write quicker." It's like, to be honest, sir, writing quickly enough is not my number one concern.
No.
It's remembering all this nonsense you've taught me about the American West.
Oh, that sounds nice. The American West. Did you do that for history?
Yeah, we did 2 modules, the American West and what was the other one? Medicine Through Time.
Oh. Was Medicine Through Time as boring as it sounds?
To be honest, much more interesting than it sounds.
Oh.
American West was much more dull than it sounds.
Really?
You know all those interesting bits of the American West that you think you'd be like, okay, well, are we going to talk about the different interactions between the colonizing people from across the world and the Native Americans?
Yeah.
No, we're not going to talk about that. Oh, okay, we're going to talk about this obscure battle that happened once.
Oh my god.
For 20 minutes. It's like, okay,
That sounds
right.
shite.
Yeah, it was. The frustrating thing about it really was that the teacher really didn't like me. So I was because I think I must have told this story on the podcast before, but like I don't like teachers whose sort of reason for teaching is like, you will do what I say because I'm the teacher.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I think every decision is a democracy in some way or another.
Yes.
It's like if I think, right, well, this homework wouldn't benefit me, so I want to do something else instead. Do you know, I think if I were a teacher, I think I would be completely fine with a child coming up to me and saying, "Hi, sir, I've just written an essay about this. I don't want to write another one. Can I write about this thing instead?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just makes so much more sense. And I really found that in him. He was just very sort of dictatorial in his general style of teaching. And I would ask questions and like, I remember there was a word that he said, "You've spelled that wrong," and I said, "No, I haven't. That's right." And he said, "Well, I've never seen it before." And I was like, "What? That doesn't mean it doesn't exist." It's like, oh god, I'd really like him. But yeah, this horrendous teacher. I think if I'd have had a better teacher, maybe I would have done better. Maybe I would have enjoyed that side of history more.
Yeah.
Because I got like a really good grade in that exam, but maybe him being a dick was just to make me think, you know what, I'm going to get a really good grade. Just to spite him.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a really good grade.
I had a really good history teacher, and my favourite sort of year was when we learned about the Russian Revolution.
Yeah.
That was such a good year because, you know, it's so interesting, the Russian Revolution. It's probably my favourite sort of period to learn about in history. I was going to say my favourite period in history, but it's not. Like,
yes, yeah.
Probably now is my favourite period, or like a couple of years ago. But yeah, it's so interesting to learn about, and I had a really good teacher who had the same last name as me. So, yeah, good times. Good times.
We had a Mr. Kerr at our school. Now that I remember, actually, he was an English teacher.
Oh, really?
How weird's that? Yeah, he had like long black hair and like a sort of goatee, and he looked like. And I remember this is like just all suddenly come back to me because his classroom was next to the classroom we had English in, so every now and then he'd pop in and get up some paper or pens or whatever from the store cupboard. And he was also a DJ. He like DJ'd at Glastonbury and stuff.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, but he really looked the part. If you can imagine someone who is both an English teacher and a DJ, that is what he looked like. Like,
Yeah.
he had this long black hair, this goatee, and he was really like, you could tell at any moment he was 10 seconds away from saying rock and roll, yeah. So you could tell that was the kind of guy he was. It was really weird, but yeah.
Yeah, there are just some teachers who have that sort of charisma, being able to teach and like, be cool at the same time.
Yes. There
was an English teacher that I had. He was suspected of like smoking weed outside the school like every single day.
Right.
And he would come in and like talk about like nonsense for like half an hour before he started teaching us.
That's bizarre.
The moon is so round, isn't it? I'm like, whoa, come on. Can we start talking about the Great Gatsby, please? So yeah.
Speaking of the Great Gatsby, have you ever seen that theory that Titanic and Great Gatsby are like linked?
I think you've
just because Leonardo DiCaprio is in both of them.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense at all. It just makes me smile whenever I think about it. It's somehow Leonardo DiCaprio survives the sinking of the Titanic and then gets to America, and then becomes a billionaire with a fear of swimming pools.
Well, we all know the real reason that it could be linked. It's because Roger from American Dad is on the Titanic and wants to kill Leonardo DiCaprio for some reason.
Yes, he does want to kill Leonardo DiCaprio.
And now back
he wants to have sex with Leonardo DiCaprio.
To intergalactic.
Oh my god!
We need to get that off the Discord because it's still there, just laughing at us.
Bloody hell! Right, okay, I'll put that on my list for today.
Oh god! But yeah, as you can tell, we've ran out of notes.
So we're just talking nonsense.
Just filling the airwaves with shite. I
mean, the reason we're talking nonsense is because this is a particularly good episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I mean, we're picking tiny faults with the dialogue, tiny faults with this and that, but at the end of the day, this is a good episode of Doctor Who. It's good as sci-fi and it's good as Doctor Who. I like this two-parter very much. I don't know what comes next. Is it the... Oh god, it's the Blonde Felfoch Pasamir Day Slitheen and her execution and all that
That's
stuff.
right, Boomtown is the next one.
Boomtown, I see. Wonderful.
Yes. Well, as much as it pains me to say, Lewis is right. It is a very good episode. And
I'm sure Stephen Moffat's written a couple of stinkers that we'll get to at some point.
Yeah.
I tell you what else is a really good two-parter he wrote was the one in the library.
Yeah, that is
a two-parter.
That is a two-parter. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like those episodes, and then every time it's like, written by Stephen Moffat, it's like,
God, it just reminds you of what's coming, you know?
Exactly, yeah, because he's great at writing these sort of standalone stories, but then when he became showrunner and took everything over, he made a lot of very odd, questionable decisions.
Yeah. Fuck's sake. But anyway, let's close our statements and get the hell out of here. I've done this twice now. No. Well, I didn't get to this. I didn't get to this point. We only did 10 minutes of it, so it's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad. Don't get too furious.
No. A great two-parter that adds a great new character and an emotionally satisfying conclusion.
Yeah, as you say, a great two-parter that ends with Team TARDIS, or at least the first iteration that we see in New Who. I absolutely love that dynamic, and I, for one, can't wait to see Jack Harkness become a giant head.
That's why you were writing giant head.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's all paid off now. Lewis, but before we started the podcast, Lewis was writing giant head. I had no fucking clue what he was doing. He refused to tell me, but it's all good. Everything's better now. Everything, I can...
Yep, we all know everything. It's okay.
I can go to my soul-crushing job happy. Daniel, can you get that drinks cabinet filled? Oh, it's okay. There's a giant head. Woohoo!
Daniel, can you restock that freezer? I would love to. Just let me at that freezer.
I've already done it, you dick.
I've just got this image of like you stocking a shelf or a freezer or something, and then somebody coming in and just like scooping up armfuls of ice cream and soda and just walking out, and you're just like, what the fuck?
That's me. It'll be me from the future, who's just hates myself for the position that I put him in. So he comes back in time and just ruins my day by emptying the buys everything, buys every single thing in the fridge, and just looks at me with this horrible little smile. Amazing.
He's like, you should have been flossing when you were younger, and yet now I've got to have hundreds of pounds of dental work done. Fuck you. So he goes back in time, takes all the ice cream out of the fridge. Maybe that's why he has the dental problem.
Yeah.
It's because he's eating hundreds of pounds worth of ice cream all in one
So
go.
all he can do now is spiral.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, out of control.
That'd be a great...
What a glorious view into your future self.
There's so much... There's so many stories to be told in that shitty little garage at the bottom of my road, you know? We could do an embittered employee who goes mental. There could be a guy who comes back in time just to buy everything to spite himself.
I think is all those stories, the general stories, they've been... It's not that they've been done before, but they're a simple story that they're contextualized by the petrol station.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's like, say, oh, well, there's a robot that comes back in time from the future to stop you from stocking that shelf, and then you delay Judgment Day.
Yes.
So that's the plot of Terminator, but because it's in a petrol station, it's slightly more relatable.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Definitely. Well, as much as I enjoy talking about that, let's do some shilling, Lewis.
Okay, let's do some shilling. Hit me with it.
I'm on Instagram at Hiram. I'm on Facebook at Daniel K Actor. I'm on Twitter at Kerzo2000. What are you on, Lewis?
I am on Instagram at Lewis_Brindley. I am on Twitter at LewisBrindley4, and I have a Facebook page called Lewis Brindley. You can follow us and check us out and like our pages and message us and, I don't know, whatever people do on social media. I'm spending less time on social media nowadays, and it's great for my mental health.
Yes.
That said, please follow us.
We are on Podomatic, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we have a YouTube channel, we're on Deezer, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Amazon Podcasts, we have a PayPal donate button, we're on Patreon, and we would like to take this opportunity to thank our wonderful patrons, Chloe, Darius, Sophie,
Thank you.
Peter,
Thank you.
Aditya,
Thank
and
you.
Richard.
Thank you. And if you are listening to this episode on the Friday night that it goes out, then you will know that on Sunday we have a Void episode coming out, and that episode is about the film Mrs. Doubtfire,
Yes.
which was selected by our patrons.
Definitely. Oh, hello, dear.
Hello, dearies.
Hello, dearies. It's going to be me.
It's a wonderful little face mask. It's got egg and sugar.
Hello! Ah! She gets a fright. Oh, I didn't mean to frighten you, dear. I must look like a yeti in this get-up.
Fucking hell. Right, let's save that.
Yeah,
comedy gold for when we record it tomorrow.
Comedy shit, bronze.
We're stood on a comedy mine here at Comedy Bronze Mine. That's what we're stood on. Oh, that's what it is. That's what we're doing here. We're mining for comedy shit.
Oh dear, Thatcher's closed it. Oh well. A bit of political satire there.
That took me a sec. Political satire, what, from the 70s?
She tore the heart out of this community.
Carry on with the shilling.
Okay, we've got merch on Teespring and Redbubble. We sell t-shirts, jumpers, tote bags, stickers, mugs, all sorts of shite. So yeah, go check that out if you want to waste your money. Cheers.
Right.
And last but not least, the least, not the best. We are partnered with.
You're having a struggle there, Dan.
Yeah, we are partnered with a fantastic company called Number 12 Crochet Avenue, and Lewis has got many lovely things to say about it, all of which are true. Lewis?
That I do. Number 12 Crochet Avenue is a business run by my amazing wife. She crochets and she's really good at it. The Instagram, if you'd like to go and check her out, is at Number 12 Crochet Avenue. It's no numbers, no punctuation, just those words spelled out. She makes absolutely gorgeous stuff, and she sells it, and she does commissions, and it's absolutely wonderful. Even if you're not interested in buying, the actual Instagram page is beautiful. It is Chef's Kiss. And mwah! That's my chef's kiss. But so yeah, check it out. Go and have a look. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Well, that's us for this episode. Thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you very much for listening. We'll be back next week with Doctor Who Season 1, Episode 11, Boomtown.
Boomtown, yes. So yeah, we shall see you, hear you, smell you, bring your corpse back to life while looking for your mother next week.
Yes, we will do precisely that next week. See you then.
Bye, mummy!